So every once in a while, you might find yourself in a situation where you want to use something like a Jetboil or an MSR pocket rocket or something of that nature, but the environment you're in really doesn't feel safe to use an open flame. Well, that's where this product right here might come in handy. This is an electric personal cooking system called Joule by a company called Stoke Voltaics. So I was a little hesitant at first to do this review because it is a pretty niche product, but after doing my research, I realized that this does kind of fill a void in camping space for those who cook inside of their vehicles, that may not want to use open flame, but that generally have stuff like solar generators with them or access to electricity through gas generators, overlanders, van life people. This might be a product that you guys would be interested in. So that's who I'm gearing this video toward. This isn't going to be for the people who are out here backpacking or that are car camping and they can just pull out a Coleman stove or a Jetboil and light up the stove, be able to boil water, do whatever they need to do without having to worry about using open flame. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features here. So you'll notice by the appearance, it looks like any standard cooking system like a Jetboil or a fire maple that uses isobutane or propane, with the exception of instead of having a burner at the bottom, what you have is this sealed unit that's attached to the cup that provides all the power to heat things up. And at the front, you have a power button and you have three settings, which are basically to heat up water, to heat up meals, and to pop popcorn. And on the back, you have a real heavy duty plug. When I seen this, I instantly got nervous because I knew this thing was going to draw a lot of power, and it does, but we'll talk about that in a second. And it's not a really big deal, but I do appreciate the fact they use metric and imperial measurements. So before we get this test started, we'll just go ahead and measure the temperature of the water, which comes out at about 68 to 69 degrees Fahrenheit and around 19 degrees Celsius. So we'll just touch on the lid here for a second. Pretty basic features. You have a strainer, you have a pour spout, and then you have a hole here in the center, which you could probably use something like the Jetboil coffee press. Now, when you flip it over, this is kind of interesting and neat. You have an area that's cut out here for you to use oil to put inside the cup to pop popcorn with, and then you fill the rest of the lid with your popcorn to actually put in there to measure it out. So we'll go ahead and get this set up to do the boil test. And as I said before, when I looked at that plug on the back, I knew this was going to draw a lot of watts, and it most definitely does. I plugged this into the EcoFlow, and when I powered it up, after a brief second, it started drawing those watts in at 480 to 490, which is pretty substantial for a little unit like this. But I believe that's why it's able to heat up water so fast. So now what we're going to do is literally just watch water boil. And I'm not going to sit here and talk your ear off about this. I'm just going to go ahead and play a little bit of background music, and I'll touch base with you whenever this is over. All right, I'm back, and after 6 minutes, we have boiled water. In case you're wondering, that's 208 degrees Fahrenheit, 96 degrees Celsius. Now, I do realize that if we had put the lid on, we probably could have reduced that time by quite a bit, but you would have missed out on all the spectacular footage. Now, let's move on. So let's go ahead and wind this video down. First of all, I realize this is not a super exciting product. It is a stainless steel mug with a neoprene sleeve and a built-in heating element on the bottom that draws quite a bit of power to heat up water. But with that being said, if you're one of the people that find yourself in a situation where you can't use open flames, you can't use a Jetboil, you can't use a fire maple, this might be something worth looking into. Now, with all this being said, my name is Patrick with Uncle Bill's Camping. Thanks for stopping by to check out my video. Feel free to leave a comment down below, or if you like, subscribe. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check this product out for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will see you fine people the next time around.